Hello. Make sure the camera's on. There we go. Hello. We are live at 6:01. Welcome to 6:01 Wednesday. Welcome home. Glad to see you. I'm James Brewer Calvert. Let's get the camera situated here. All right. All right. There we go. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Welcome to First Christian Church of Decatur. Working my Christmas t-shirt, one of many, because we've been selling Christmas trees for 12 years, and why should 2020 be denied the opportunity to have a good time? And that is safe and fun and hospitable for one and all. Welcome home. Glad you're here. I was just thinking this afternoon that about 20 years ago when YouTube was getting going, I thought, I should do a live YouTube every week where I just do a meditation for 5 minutes and share that with the world. And I never did because I didn't have the courage. I just couldn't get up the gumption to do it. It wasn't a technological problem. It wasn't anything else. It was me. I just didn't have it in me to do it. And I was thinking today that one of the blessings of this pandemic, if you will, is some of us are getting pushed to do things that we might not normally do in a positive way. So every week we're sitting here together, you and I, and all of us together in God's house, and wherever that house may be, sharing and meditating and praying together. So it's good to be with you tonight. We're going to do a couple of announcements, and then I've got a meditation that I want to share with you, and looking forward to how life is going for you and one and all. Feel free to sign in. Feel free to share any updates you would like. Good evening. William Garner's in the house, and Barbara, and Ruth, and Anna Brewer Calvert. Hello, hello, in Iowa and in Atlanta. And here comes Brian. Let's see if I can get the camera down to see Brian. There he goes. Hey, Brian, say hi. There, oh, he's going to give me a kiss. He gave me a big kiss. There we go. Now he feels better. He's been on 601 again. And no, he's going to go through my trash can. Brian, you may not go through the trash can. So let's do a couple of quick announcements and then we'll get into it. So this Sunday is a board meeting after church at 12 noon. All officers and folks in the board are expected to be present. We've got a nominating committee to vote on and a budget for 2021. If you want to come to the meeting, let us know. It's an open meeting. It's on Zoom. You have to let us know in advance you're coming, and we'll send you the link. Because all of our meetings are open unless they're confidential, and this is how we roll. We are a transparent congregation. Last Saturday was our Christmas tree lot set up. We had 25 people showed up to help set up the lot. We got a lot done on that lot. It was a good day. And there's still some more work to be done, so be looking for emails and announcements about setting up the rest of the tree lot. And then the trees arrive on a week from Sunday, on the 22nd. Okay? So that's at 12 noon. This Sunday, we are recognizing our beloved who passed away in the past year. So we are going to have All Saints Sunday on this Sunday, November 15th. The worship service starts at 10:25 with a beautiful organ prelude by Kathy Westbrook, and then the call to worship begins at 10:30. We will be lifting up the names and lives of those who have died in the past year. If you have not sent us the names of your beloved, please feel free to get it to us right away because we're putting together the worship bulletin. And we would like to lift them up. We want to know the names and the spelling of the name correctly, as well as birthdays and death days. And if you don't get it to us in time for the bulletin to be put together, then we can still lift up their names in worship. Okay? So let's reflect on that. Let's take a moment and think about saints. When I was a kid, someone once described a saint looking at a stained glass window and said a saint is someone who lets the light of God shines through. And I think that's really poignant because saints are those who we see the light of God through them. They're people who shape us and mold us, who make us who we are, who make us better than we are. and whose lives touch us in such a powerful way. We want to remember them. Grief is good. Grief is a gift of God. Grief helps us to remember. Grief helps us to give thanks. Grief helps us to keep the love and life of those who've died before us going and living in and through us. So don't ever let anybody say, why are you still grieving? Or it's been so long. There's no statute of limitations on grief and grieving. It's okay to grieve. It's okay to remember. Matter of fact, it's good to do so. It's healthy to do so. It's good to do it in community, to share with each other. That's a positive. So let's remember those who've passed on before us and light a candle and give a prayer of gratitude. One thing I've noticed about this year's list is it's longer than many others. This has been a year of a lot of death in our world. 1 million people have died from COVID-19. We've all lost beloved ones to this terrible disease. We need to continue to wear masks. We need to continue to take care of each other, to practice good social distancing, and to remember that this COVID is airborne, that it can stay on surfaces, that we need to be really aware of our situation and each other. It is a serious thing. And so a lot of our brothers and sisters have died this year. And so this has been a lot of pain. It's been a lot of pain. So it's good to gather. It's good to gather together wherever we might be, to worship, to remember, and to give God thanks. The sermon title on Sunday is about that we can live with loss because we have the gift of life after life. That we can continue on because we have this faith in life after life. And that gives us strength to cope with the losses that we do have in our everyday life and with those who've gone on before us. So we'll be remembering and celebrating that on Sunday and every day. Last night I heard a rabbi talk about elections. Now, on Sunday I told you that, that somebody said every day is Tuesday because the election count is still going on, and Georgia is still counting, and now we're going to be recounting by hand. So this election just seems to never end, even though one party has claimed victory and the other party is in denial. That's where we are as a nation right now. So let's find a way to get through this together. So the rabbi said, every day is an election day. We have to make a choice every day. We elect how we're going to respond to life. We elect every day how we're going to treat each other. We elect every day whether we're going to make a path for those to come behind us and follow along. We elect every day whom we're going to serve. Bob Dylan said, you got to serve somebody. Well, we choose who we're going to serve. We choose what kind of God we want to love and follow. We choose how we're going to emulate the God of love and grace. We make these choices every single day. We elect whether we're going to deal with systemic racism. We elect whether we're going to love on Mother Earth and help to save our planet. We elect if we're going to be advocates for health care for everybody. We make these choices, and we have the power and the grace and the capability and the availability to be agents of change. It's a choice. We make it every day. We make it by how we shop. We make it by how we work. We make it by how we relate to each other. We make it by how we text. We make it by what we post on Facebook and social media. We make these choices every day. So be thinking about elections that you make, how you elect to serve. Every year, when it's a normal year, my wife Betty goes to Jonesboro, Tennessee for the National Storytelling Festival. She goes with her mother and father and with her sister and brother-in-law and her nephews, and they have a great time. I know Katie's gone with them as well. They hear lots of different storytellers who tell tales. Some are true, some are not true. And so this year, the Storytelling Festival was online. And so Betty and I actually got to go to it by sitting in our bedroom and watching the tapes and the videos of the storytellers. And one gentleman told a tale, which was a true story, about meeting a neighbor of his whose husband had died when their children were very young, and and she had to choose. She had to make an election. She had to elect how to cope with life, and so she wrote on a piece of paper, you know, love or hate, life or death, hope or despair, you know, and she sat down with her children every morning and they went over that list and they chose every day whether they were going to live or die, have hope or despair, whether they were going to move forward with positivity or with negativity, whether they were going to love or hate. Every morning they elected to live. They elected to love. They elected to be people of grace, to have a positive attitude, no matter what came of them that day, whether they had food or no food, whether they could pay the rent or not. They made that choice every day, and it persevered them and made them beautiful people. We have these options before us. We can choose. We can do this. No matter what your station is in life, God is with you. And you are not alone. This is the power of the church. This is the amazing part that God brings us together. Here we are in this pandemic. We're all separate. We're all living in different houses and living and trying to keep socially distant, but we're still the church. We're still the church. And we still have the will and the gift and the love to be bonded. We have a covenant of love. Right behind me, other arm, right behind me is our sign. We are a covenant of love in 2020. That's who we are. We have a covenant of love. And every day we will elect, we will choose, we will decide to walk together with the grace of God. We will choose love. We will choose life. We will choose to fight racism. We will choose to uphold the poor and the needy and those who are broke and broken, those who are sick and suffering. We will walk with you because it's us, it's all of us together. We're all in the same boat. And most importantly, we will choose to have hope. We have this hope, and it does not disappoint us because we receive it through the grace of God. Let's see who's here. Allison's here, and greetings from our brothers and sisters. And yes, Anna, we do miss you. And Quinn and Juanita and oh my goodness, awesome good folks. Maria Antonia Sanchez. I elect life, love, hope. Amen. You are so good. You're all so good. I love you much. I look forward to seeing you on Sunday morning, if not before. And may the God of grace and love, hope, and mercy be with you. We elect to live and to have this life with grace, with God, as one. You take care. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.